Stop lying to yourself. What should have been done yesterday is still undone today, and every second you delay, your potential fades. Napoleon Hill once called procrastination the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done yesterday. That's not just a clever line, it's a warning. And if you're still waiting for the right moment, it's already passing you by. In today's high-speed world, the greatest threat to your success isn't failure, it's hesitation. Picture this: a game-changing project, a life-altering decision, sitting before you, and yet fear keeps you motionless, paralyzed. You tell yourself you'll start tomorrow, but deep down, you know tomorrow is a lie you've told yourself 1,000 times. This isn't rare. It's the silent epidemic of potential wasted, not because people aren't capable, but because they never move. Hill was blunt. 98% of people fail not from lack of ability, but from lack of decisive action. So ask yourself, how many times have you stood on the edge of something great, only to talk yourself down? That inner resistance you feel, it has stopped millions before you from becoming what they were meant to be. But here's the truth: greatness does not wait. Power does not wait. Purpose does not wait. Why should you? Progress isn't born from perfect conditions. It's born from imperfect but relentless action. Hill didn't preach wishful thinking. He preached definiteness of purpose, a laser focus that cuts through fear like a blade. Think of Andrew Carnegie, not a man of hesitation, but of bold, immediate decisions that carved empires out of iron and resolve. If you want to become unstoppable, stop negotiating with fear. Decide, act, execute, repeat. That's the formula. And it begins not next week, not tomorrow. It begins now, or it never begins at all. Contrast the ordinary person, stuck in hesitation, with unstoppable men who treat action as the master key to unlock their potential. What if the secret to unstoppable success isn't talent or luck, but simply starting now, no matter how small? Let's dive deeper into why we often don't take action, starting with the myth that we must feel ready first. Hill exposed this as a self-sabotaging trap, where people wait for inspiration that never comes. Most successful men, according to Hill, create motivation through action, not the other way around. This leads to a vicious cycle of stagnation, amplified by modern distractions like social media that keep us scrolling instead of striving. Picture the entrepreneur who dreams of launching a business but waits for the right time, only to watch others seize the opportunity. Indecision is another major culprit, scattering our energy like scattered seeds that never grow. Hill emphasized that definiteness of decision is the hallmark of unstoppable individuals, channeling focus like a laser beam. Take Henry Ford, for example. His swift decisions revolutionized the auto industry, while those who hesitated faded into obscurity. Overthinking and fear of making the wrong choice only lead to missed opportunities, as Hill pointed out in his teachings. Indecision is like a car stuck in neutral. Revving the engine does nothing without shifting gears. Then there's fear and uncertainty, the greatest obstacles that cause us to hesitate at every turn. Hill declared that fear is the only thing that can defeat you, unless you conquer it first. Whether it's the fear of failure, like public embarrassment, or uncertainty about financial risks, it manifests in our daily lives as a paralyzing force. Yet, unstoppable men like Hill's role models overcame this through unwavering faith in their vision. That knot in your stomach? It's the same one that nearly stopped Thomas Edison from inventing the light bulb, but he pushed through. Now, let's flip the script and explore the solution. The power of taking immediate action. even if it's imperfect. Hill believed that action is the seed of achievement, creating momentum and motivation as you go. When you act first, confidence builds, new opportunities reveal themselves, and you transform into the unstoppable man you've always wanted to be. Start with something simple, like a 5-minute task, to overcome that initial inertia and get the ball rolling. What if your next move could change everything, turning hesitation into a history of triumphs? Strengthening decisiveness is crucial. Hill called procrastination the enemy of progress, so make firm decisions without delay. Techniques like setting deadlines, limiting your options, and committing publicly, such as telling a friend your goal, can foster this habit. Hill's mastermind principle shows how group accountability turns vague intentions into concrete actions. For unstoppable men, this means deciding on a goal and acting within 24 hours, creating a rhythm of success. Decide, act, repeat. That's the mantra that propels you forward, one step at a time. Practice taking that first step, as Hill advised. Begin where you stand, no matter how small it seems. Identify a single action today, like writing down your goal, and watch how it compounds into greater achievements. Small steps work because they build persistence, just as Hill described in the journeys of his successful subjects. Excuses will arise, but remember, perfect conditions never arrive. Overcome them by just starting. Pause this right now and take that first step. What's your action? To truly overcome hesitation and fear, face them head on, as Hill taught that courage develops through repeated acts of bravery. Fear shrinks when confronted, turning what once paralyzed you into a habit of strength. Strategies like visualizing success, reframing failure as feedback, and starting with low-stakes actions can help. Just as Andrew Carnegie faced business risks directly, you too can build resilience through bold moves. Fear is like a shadow. It disappears when you turn on the light of action. And when failure happens, remember Hill's wisdom. Every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Learning from setbacks is how unstoppable men like Edison mastered their craft after 10,000 attempts. Analyze failures quickly, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward with an unbreakable mindset. Building self-discipline is the foundation of all achievements, as Hill insisted, turning intentions into lasting habits. Start with positive habits like waking up early or daily goal setting, and track your progress to maintain that unstoppable momentum. Finally, create a clear vision and goals to fuel your motivation. As Hill said, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So define your path today and take that first step to become the unstoppable man you're destined to be. In the words of Napoleon Hill, procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done yesterday. This hidden enemy lurks in the shadows of our daily lives, holding us back from the greatness that unstoppable men like Andrew Carnegie achieved. Picture yourself staring at that unfinished project, the one that could change your life, but fear and hesitation keep you rooted in place. It's a universal struggle, manifesting in delayed career advancements, neglected fitness goals, or stalled personal growth. As Hill observed, 98% of people fail not because of a lack of ideas, but due to indecision and a failure to act. Have you ever felt this way, trapped in a cycle of waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives? You're not alone. It's the same barrier that stopped millions before you from unlocking their potential. The key to progress lies in immediate action, not waiting for motivation or ideal conditions, as Hill taught through his principle of definite purpose. Contrast the ordinary person, who dreams but never moves, with unstoppable men like Carnegie, who built empires through bold, relentless execution. Action is the master key that bridges the gap between ideas and achievement, turning vague ambitions into tangible success. What if the secret to becoming unstoppable isn't hidden in talent or luck, but in simply starting now, as Hill urged? Let's delve deeper into why we often don't take that first step, exposing the myths that hold us back. Many wait for motivation to strike, believing they must feel ready before acting, but Hill exposed this as a self-sabotaging trap. He said, "Most people wait for inspiration, but successful men create it through action. This leads to a vicious cycle of stagnation, where days turn into weeks, and dreams fade into regrets." In today's world, social media and endless distractions amplify this issue, pulling us away from what truly matters. Imagine the entrepreneur who dreams of launching a business but keeps waiting for the right time, only to watch others seize the opportunity. Indecision is another major culprit, scattering your energy like seeds in the wind, as Hill emphasized in his teachings on definiteness of decision. Hill explained that indecision wastes potential, while clear decisions channel your power like a laser beam toward your goals. Take Henry Ford, for example. His swift decisions revolutionized the automobile industry, while those who hesitated were left behind. Psychologically, overthinking roots us in place, causing missed opportunities that could have been life-changing. Indecision is like a car stuck in neutral. You're revving the engine, but without shifting gears, you go nowhere. Then there's fear and uncertainty, the greatest obstacles Hill identified, which cause us to hesitate at critical moments. As Hill put it, fear is the only thing that can defeat you unless you conquer it first. This fear manifests as dread of failure, like the embarrassment of public rejection, or anxiety about uncertainty, such as financial risks. That knot in your stomach is familiar. It's the same one that nearly stopped Thomas Edison from persisting with his inventions. Yet, unstoppable men like Carnegie overcame this through unyielding faith in their vision, turning fear into fuel. Now, let's shift to the solution, embracing immediate action as the catalyst for change, just as Hill prescribed. The power of action lies in its ability to create momentum, even if it's imperfect at first, echoing Hill's belief that action is the seed of achievement. Remember, motivation isn't a prerequisite. It's a byproduct that grows from taking that initial step. When you act, you build confidence, uncover new opportunities, and transform yourself into the unstoppable force Hill described. A practical tip: start with a simple 5-minute task to break through inertia and get the ball rolling. What if your next move could ignite a chain reaction of success, flipping the script on your current stagnation? Strengthening decisiveness is crucial. Hill taught that procrastination is the enemy of progress, so make firm decisions without delay. Techniques include setting strict deadlines, limiting your options to avoid overwhelm, and committing publicly by sharing your goals with others. Drawing from Hill's mastermind principle, surround yourself with accountable partners who push you toward action. For true unstoppable men, this means deciding on a goal and acting on it within 24 hours, no matter the doubts. Decide, act, repeat. That's the rhythm of success Hill lived by and taught to his followers. Now, practice the first step as Hill advised. Begin where you stand, with one small, immediate action. Identify something specific, like writing down your primary goal today, to set the foundation for greater achievements. Small steps compound over time, just as Hill showed in the journeys of his successful subjects, leading to monumental progress. Excuses will arise, but as Hill pointed out, Perfect conditions never arrive. You must create them through persistence. Pause for a moment and take that first step right now. What's holding you back from starting? To overcome hesitation and fear, face them head on, as Hill's principle of courage through repeated acts of bravery suggests. Fear shrinks when confronted, turning what once paralyzed you into a habit of resilience and strength. Strategies include visualizing your success vividly, reframing failures as valuable feedback, and starting with low-stakes actions to build confidence. Look at Carnegie, who faced business risks directly and emerged as an industrial titan through sheer determination. Fear is like a shadow. It disappears when you turn on the light of action, illuminating your path forward. Learning from failure is essential. Hill famously stated that every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Reframe setbacks not as endings, but as lessons that propel you closer to your goals, as seen in Edison's 10,000 attempts at the light bulb. Analyze your failures quickly, adjust your approach, and keep moving, fostering the unstoppable mindset that defines true achievers. The men who changed the world didn't avoid failure, they mastered it, turning each stumble into a step toward victory. Ultimately, build self-discipline as the foundation of your success. For as Hill viewed it, discipline is what sustains progress beyond fleeting motivation. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done yesterday. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated in Think and Grow Rich, this hidden enemy lurks in the shadows of our daily lives, holding back millions from achieving their true potential. Imagine staring at your unfinished project, knowing it's the key to your success, but fear and hesitation keep you rooted in place. In today's fast-paced world, delaying career moves, fitness goals, or personal growth has become all too common. Napoleon Hill observed that 98% of people fail due to indecision and a lack of action, a statistic that still rings true today. You're not alone in this struggle. It's the same barrier that stopped countless others before you. But what if the secret to becoming one of those unstoppable men isn't talent or luck, but simply taking that first step? Hill taught that success begins with a definite purpose and relentless execution, turning ordinary people into forces of nature. Think of Andrew Carnegie, who built an empire through bold decisions rather than waiting for perfect conditions. Action is the master key that unlocks your potential, bridging the gap between ideas and achievement. Most people wait for inspiration to strike, but as Hill revealed, successful men create it through decisive action. This myth of needing to feel ready traps us in a cycle of stagnation, where days turn into weeks and dreams fade away. Hill's stories of failures show how waiting for the perfect moment leads to missed opportunities and regret. In our modern world, social media and endless distractions only amplify this problem, pulling us further from progress. Picture the entrepreneur who dreams of starting a business but hesitates, only to watch others seize the chance. Indecision scatters your energy like a scattered laser beam, while clear decisions focus it into a powerful force. Henry Ford exemplified this with his swift choices that revolutionized the automobile industry. Overthinking and psychological barriers, as Hill pointed out, turn potential winners into spectators of their own lives. Fear of failure and uncertainty act as invisible chains, holding you back from the greatness you're capable of. Hill declared that fear is the only thing that can defeat you, unless you conquer it first. That knot in your stomach, the one that whispers doubts about public embarrassment or financial risks, is the same one that nearly stopped inventors like Thomas Edison. Yet, unstoppable men like Carnegie faced these fears head-on, using faith in their vision to push forward. Now, let's flip the script. What if acting immediately, even imperfectly, is the seed of your achievement? Hill's core idea is that motivation isn't a prerequisite. It's a byproduct of taking action. The benefits are profound. It builds confidence, reveals new opportunities, and transforms you into an unstoppable force. Start small with just a 5-minute task to overcome that initial inertia and build momentum. Strengthening decisiveness means making firm choices, as Hill warned that procrastination is the enemy of progress. Techniques like setting deadlines, limiting options, and committing publicly can turn hesitation into habit. Hill's mastermind principle shows how group accountability fosters the decisiveness of successful men. In real life, this could mean deciding on a goal and acting within 24 hours, just as Ford did in his early days. Decide, act, repeat. That's the rhythm of success that propels you forward. Practice the first step by identifying a single, immediate action, like writing down your goal today. Small steps compound over time, as Hill described in the journeys of his resilient subjects. Excuses will arise, but Hill's perspective reminds us that perfect conditions never arrive. Start where you stand. Pause this script right now and take that first step. What's your action? Facing fear head-on dissolves it, as Hill's principle states that courage is developed through repeated acts of bravery. Strategies like visualizing success and reframing failure as feedback can turn hesitation into a habit of strength. Just as Carnegie tackled business risks directly, you can start with low-stakes actions to build your resilience. Fear is like a shadow. It disappears when you turn on the light of action. Learning from failure is essential, as Hill famously said. Every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Reframe setbacks as lessons, drawing from Edison's 10,000 attempts at the light bulb. Analyze failures quickly, adjust, and foster the unstoppable mindset that defines true achievers. Discipline is the foundation of all achievements, as Hill taught, turning intentions into unbreakable habits. Build positive habits like daily goal setting or consistent learning to create the momentum of unstoppable men. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done yesterday. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated in Think and Grow Rich, this timeless truth reveals the hidden enemy that lurks in the shadows of our daily lives, holding us back from the greatness we're capable of. Imagine staring at your unfinished project, knowing it's your ticket to success, but fear keeps you glued to the couch. You're not alone in this struggle. It's the same barrier that has stopped millions before you. In a world filled with distractions, from endless social media scrolls to the comfort of inaction, hesitation has become an epidemic. Napoleon Hill observed that 98% of people fail not because of a lack of talent, but due to indecision and procrastination. Think about the dreams you've shelved, the goals you've delayed, and the potential you've left untapped. The secret behind unstoppable men like Andrew Carnegie lies in their refusal to wait for the perfect moment. Success demands immediate action, as Hill taught, because it's the bridge between ideas and achievement. Ordinary people dream, but unstoppable men act with definite purpose and relentless execution. What if the secret to your success isn't hidden in luck or talent, but in simply starting now? Most people wait for motivation to strike, believing they must feel ready before taking a step. But Hill exposed this as a self-sabotaging trap, saying, most people wait for inspiration, but successful men create it through action. This cycle of stagnation traps you in a loop of endless planning without progress. In today's fast-paced world, social media amplifies this issue. bombarding us with highlights of others' successes while we remain idle. Picture the entrepreneur who dreams of starting a business but waits for the right time, only to watch competitors surge ahead. Indecision scatters your energy like a scattered laser beam, rendering it ineffective. Hill emphasized that definiteness of decision is the hallmark of unstoppable individuals, channeling focus like a precision tool. Contrast this with Henry Ford, who made swift decisions that revolutionized the automobile industry, while others hesitated and faded into obscurity. Overthinking and fear of making the wrong choice amplify this paralysis, leading to missed opportunities that never return. Indecision is like a car stuck in neutral. Revving the engine does nothing without shifting gears. Fear and uncertainty compound the problem, as Hill noted that fear is the greatest obstacle to success. That knot in your stomach, the dread of failure or financial risks, is the same force that nearly stopped Thomas Edison from inventing the light bulb. Hill declared, "Fear is the only thing that can defeat you unless you conquer it first." Unstoppable men like Carnegie overcame this by placing faith in their vision, turning doubt into determination. Now, let's flip the script. The power of action lies in moving forward, even imperfectly, as Hill believed it's the seed of achievement. Motivation isn't a prerequisite. It's a byproduct that emerges once you start. Taking that first step builds confidence, uncovers new paths, and transforms you into the unstoppable force you admire. Start with small, manageable tasks, like dedicating just 5 minutes to your biggest goal today. Decide, act, and repeat. That's the rhythm of success Hill championed through his teachings. Strengthening decisiveness means setting firm deadlines and committing publicly, as per Hill's mastermind principle. Limit your options to avoid overwhelm, and watch how it channels your energy toward achievement. For unstoppable men, this translates to making a clear decision and acting on it within 24 hours. Practice the first step by identifying one simple action, like writing down your goal right now. Small steps compound over time, just as Hill described in the journeys of his successful subjects. Excuses will arise, but perfect conditions never arrive. Hill knew that true progress demands persistence. Pause the script and take that first step. What's stopping you from beginning today? Facing fear head-on dissolves its power, as Hill's principle of courage through repeated acts shows. Fear shrinks when confronted, turning hesitation into a habit of bravery. Strategies like visualizing success and reframing failure as feedback can help, drawing from Hill's wisdom. Start with low-stakes actions, like sharing your idea with a friend, to build momentum. Unstoppable men like Carnegie faced business risks directly, emerging stronger each time. Fear is like a shadow, it disappears when you turn on the light of action. Learning from failure is key. As Hill famously said, every failure brings with it the seed of an equivalent success. Reframe setbacks as lessons, just as Edison did with his 10,000 attempts at the light bulb. Analyze failures quickly, adjust your approach, and foster the unstoppable mindset that defines true achievers. Discipline is the foundation of all achievements, according to Hill, far more reliable than fleeting motivation. Cultivate it daily, turning intentions into unbreakable habits that propel you forward. Procrastination is the bad habit of putting off until the day after tomorrow what should have been done yesterday, declared Napoleon Hill, a man who uncovered the secrets of the world's most unstoppable individuals. In our fast-paced world, this hidden enemy lurks in the shadows, whispering doubts that keep us from seizing our potential. Think about the dreams you've shelved, the goals gathering dust because fear and hesitation took the wheel. It's the same barrier that held back millions, as Hill observed, with 98% of people failing due to indecision and a lack of decisive action. Imagine staring at that unfinished project, your ticket to success, yet glued to the couch by invisible chains of doubt. Have you ever felt this way? You're not alone. It's the universal struggle that separates the ordinary from the unstoppable. But why settle for mediocrity when the path to greatness is within reach? Hill taught us that success demands immediate action, not waiting for the perfect moment or a surge of motivation. Contrast the everyday person, drifting through life, with titans like Andrew Carnegie, who built an empire through bold, unwavering decisions. Action is the master key, as Hill called it, bridging the gap between ideas and achievement. What if the secret to becoming unstoppable isn't talent or luck, but simply starting now, regardless of how you feel? Let's dive deeper into why we hesitate, why waiting for motivation traps us in a cycle of stagnation. Hill exposed this myth. Most people wait for inspiration, but the truly successful create it through sheer force of action. Picture the entrepreneur dreaming of a business, yet paralyzed by the illusion of needing to feel ready first. In today's world, social media distractions only amplify this trap, turning potential into endless scrolling. Hill's stories of failure serve as warnings. Those who waited for the perfect moment watched opportunities slip away. Now, consider indecision, the thief that scatters your energy like leaves in the wind. Hill emphasized definiteness of decision as the hallmark of unstoppable men, channeling focus like a laser beam. Take Henry Ford, who made swift choices that revolutionized the auto industry, while others hesitated and faded into obscurity. Overthinking roots itself in fear, leading to missed chances that could have changed everything. Indecision is like a car stuck in neutral. Revving the engine accomplishes nothing without shifting gears. And then there's fear, the greatest obstacle Hill identified, gripping us with doubts about failure and uncertainty. Fear is the only thing that can defeat you, unless you conquer it first, Hill proclaimed, urging us to face it head-on. Whether it's the dread of public embarrassment or financial risks, these fears manifest in daily life, holding us back. Yet, unstoppable men like Carnegie overcame this through unshakable faith in their vision, turning trepidation into triumph. That knot in your stomach? It's the same one that nearly stopped Edison, but he pushed forward anyway. So, what's the solution? It's time to harness the power of immediate action, as Hill believed it to be the seed of all achievement. Motivation doesn't precede action. It's born from it, building confidence with every step you take. Acting, even imperfectly, creates momentum that reveals new opportunities and transforms you into an unstoppable force. Start small, tackle a 5-minute task today to shatter that inertia and watch your world shift. Now, let's flip the script. What if your next move could unlock doors you never imagined? Strengthening decisiveness is key. Hill called procrastination the enemy of progress, so make firm choices without delay. Set deadlines, limit your options, and commit publicly. Tell a friend your goal to hold yourself accountable. Drawing from Hill's mastermind principle, surround yourself with supporters who amplify your resolve. For the unstoppable, this means deciding on a goal and acting within 24 hours, turning intention into reality. Decide, act, repeat. That's the rhythm of success, echoing through the lives of Hill's greatest examples. Practice the first step right now. Identify one small action, like writing down your goal, and do it immediately. Small steps compound over time, just as Hill described in the journeys of his successful subjects. building an unstoppable momentum. Excuses will arise, but perfect conditions never arrive. Hill knew that true progress demands persistence. Pause this script if you must and take that first step. It's the bridge to overcoming hesitation and fear. Facing fear head-on dissolves it, as Hill taught that courage grows through repeated acts of bravery. Strategies like visualizing success and reframing failure as feedback can turn hesitation into a habit of strength. Just as Carnegie faced business risks and emerged victorious, you too can conquer your doubts. Fear is like a shadow. It vanishes when you illuminate it with the light of action, paving your way to an unstoppable life.